Okay, let's jump right in. Millions of us, literally probably everyone tuning into this explainer right now, use Google Maps every single day. We fire it up to find the nearest coffee shop, navigate cross-country road trips, or just randomly explore streets halfway across the globe. We completely trust it, right? We trust it to give us this perfect, flawless digital replica of our world. But wait a second, what happens when that digital replica isn't actually as complete as we think? Because if you really start looking closely at these maps we rely on so heavily, you're going to find some genuinely weird stuff. We're talking blurred out areas, completely missing islands, and spots that just do not make any sense whatsoever.
Which totally begs the question, what if the world's biggest mapping service is intentionally hiding places from you? It's a pretty wild thought, isn't it? Like when we stumble across an intentional blind spot, or a weird smudge on the screen, or suddenly the image quality just totally drops off a cliff. We kind of have to ask ourselves, are these just your everyday technical glitches, like a weird satellite hiccup? Or are some of these places being deliberately kept hidden from us? Today in this explainer, we're diving headfirst into this crazy tension between technical errors and straight-up hidden secrets in our digital world. We're going to count down 5 highly mysterious places that Google Maps has seemingly tried to hide from us, or at least places where the digital picture is suspiciously incomplete. Let's get into the countdown.
The Google Maps mystery: deliberate blind spots in a digital world.
Coming in at number 5, we have the HAARP Research Station, Alaska's frozen mystery. So for this first stop, we're heading deep, and I mean deep, into the frozen wilderness of Alaska to a facility known as HAARP. For years now, satellite images of this specific spot have just sparked massive debate online. People started noticing super limited visibility on the map, plus these really unusual updates to the imagery over time. And, well, you know how the internet works. Whenever you have limited visibility in a super remote location like this, it is basically a recipe for intense speculation. Just look at the wild contrast here. On one side, you've got the official story. HAARP is just a standard scientific research station studying the Earth's atmosphere. Super straightforward, right? But then, you have the conspiracy theories. Oh boy. People claim this place is secretly controlling the weather, triggering earthquakes, or even, get this, manipulating human minds. So whether it's just routine science or something way more sci-fi, that distinct lack of digital clarity makes HAARP one of the internet's absolute favorite mysteries.
Moving on to number 4. North Sentinel Island, the protected peoples. We are shifting gears completely here. We're moving from atmospheric science straight into human protection. Welcome to North Sentinel Island, over in India. Now imagine an island where absolutely no outsiders allowed, like zero. The Indian government strictly prohibits anyone from even approaching this place. But here's the kicker. It's not because of some top-secret military base or crazy alien tech. It's actually to protect the island's incredibly unique inhabitants and outsiders too. North Sentinel Island is home to the Sentinelese, literally one of the very last completely isolated tribes left on Earth. And they have lived on this island for thousands of years. Just let that sink in for a second. Thousands of years in total, unyielding isolation, consistently rejecting every single attempt at contact with the outside world.
Now, you might be wondering, where exactly does Google Maps fit into this? Well, the island itself is actually right there on the map. You can find it. But because physical access is strictly forbidden by the government and detailed satellite imagery is deliberately kept limited, a lot of folks mistakenly think the island has been digitally hidden or wiped by the mapping service. But honestly, the real mystery here isn't the map itself. It's the remarkable people who have actively, consciously chosen to remain entirely untouched by modern civilization. That blur on your screen? It's really just a digital reflection of their real-world isolation.
Let's hit number 3, Volkel Air Base. Reduced detail, maximum speculation. Next up, we're taking a trip to the Netherlands to check out Volkel Air Base, bringing us right back into the murky world of government secrecy. Volkel has been the absolute epicenter of speculation for a long time. It is literally a textbook example of how a tiny mapping anomaly can completely ignite the public's imagination. So get this, experts actually believe that Volkel Air Base might be storing US nuclear weapons. Yeah, and when you scroll back through Google Maps over the years, satellite images of this specific base have historically shown up with noticeably reduced detail, especially when you compare it to the crystal clear, totally normal surrounding countryside. Obviously, governments aren't really in the habit of confirming their top military secrets on a live stream. So when people spot a sudden, blurry pixelation slapped over a known military base, it is basically throwing gasoline on a fire for mystery lovers and online sleuths everywhere.
And that brings us to Nevada's enigmas, Jean Military Base, and the infamous Area 51.
is we hit the absolute climax of our countdown. We're actually grouping the final 2 locations together, mostly because they share a very famous, very secretive neighborhood. We are heading straight into the blistering heat of the Nevada desert. This is a place where extreme isolation and intense government secrecy just keep global curiosity alive year after year. Let's break down what's really happening out here. First, at number 2 on our list, we have the Jean military base. Officially, it's just an isolated military area located somewhat near the Area 51 region. But the satellite anomaly here, the imagery has noticeably changed and shifted over time. That kind of inconsistency leads people to strongly suspect that this sensitive location is getting some special, curated treatment behind the scenes. And then, taking the number 1 spot, we have the absolute legend itself, Area 51. Officially, it's a secretive testing facility. But the anomaly here isn't so much about digital blurring these days. It's way more about the insanely restricted physical access and this unprecedented, decades-long legacy of total secrecy.
I mean, let's be real, no list of mysteries would even be complete without focusing in on Area 51 for a second. Now, it's super important to note that Google Maps does actually show Area 51 today. You can go look at it right now. But because of decades of unyielding, ironclad secrecy, people have claimed all sorts of wild things are hidden away in those hangars. We're talking theories ranging from captured alien spacecraft to next-generation advanced aircraft to totally off-the-books top-secret experiments. And look, even though there's absolutely no proof of alien tech sitting around at nearby bases like Jean, the sheer staggering level of military secrecy enveloping this entire patch of the Nevada desert pretty much guarantees that Area 51 will always remain one of the most intensely mysterious places on Earth.
Imagination versus reality, the true ultimate mystery.
Which perfectly brings us to the core takeaway of our whole explainer today. We've looked at frozen research stations, ancient isolated tribes, and these highly classified desert military bases. But you know what? The true, ultimate mystery isn't even really about what's physically sitting in those locations. It's actually all about this fascinating battle between our imagination and reality whenever we're handed an incomplete picture. All that pixelation, the blurry patches, the restricted access, it basically acts as a giant blank canvas for human curiosity. Sometimes what we don't know is just far more fascinating than what we actually do. Think about it. When map data is missing, or an image is just intentionally blurred out, it creates this massive information void. And if there's one thing human beings absolutely cannot stand, it's a void. Our minds just naturally rush in to fill in those blanks, right? We end up inventing these incredible, sometimes totally wild and fantastic stories, just to explain away a simple, blurry smudge on a digital screen.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over today. Next time you open up your Maps app on your phone, and you're just casually scrolling across the globe, think about the places we've talked about. Are these spots really being deliberately, meticulously hidden from our eyes by some grand, shadowy design? Or does our own imagination just happily jump in to fill the missing pieces the second the satellite image fails us? It's a fun thing to think about. Definitely let us know which of these 5 mysteries surprised you the most, and hey, keep questioning that map right in front of you.